Energy vampires. What are they? Who are they? How are they? Aloha and welcome to Ascension Alliance Hawaii. Now, I thought this topic would be a really good one, and I figured, why not? Now, sometimes we get drained, our energy becomes drained by all sorts of different things going on in our environment, in our surrounding, with our families, friends, and or co-worker. Perhaps we might walk into a building or store or even a room crowded with people, and all of a sudden we feel tired and or drained. How is that so? Why do we feel so drained? An energy vampire is someone that literally sucks the energy from you, creating a sense of not quite lethargic, but tiredness and a feeling of being drained of your energy. Now, sometimes these energy vampires don't realize what they're actually doing. And then there are those that do know what they are doing. Now, when something like this happens to you or begins and starts happening for you and to you, you might want to think fast and exit your surroundings and our environment or the people that you are with. Perhaps you're in a party, you're in a crowded room with too many people. Remove yourself immediately at the onset as you sense these things going on with you. Many times people do not realize they are actually drawing the life force, sucking the energy out of people. And these people could be their family members, they could be their friends, could be their co-workers, simply could be someone just passing by you. So some of these things be aware of and be awake to. There were several occasions that this has occurred with me. One of the most memorable one was at a job that I was at several years ago, and an individual walked into my place of employment and started sucking the life out of everybody, the energy, and this individual actually knew what she was doing. And she was actually bumping into people and walking in crowded areas and literally just taking the energy and siphoning that energy life force from people and creating confusion. And a lot of this confusion was going on with some of my co-workers. I became aware of this pretty much immediately. And when my co-worker approached me and told me about it, I said, yes, I'm aware of this. And I know this person is just walking the entire building here and doing her thing. And so what I needed to do was I needed to ground that coworker, give the coworker a particular stone that would assist her, because she was literally freaking out over this incident. Now, I sensed this person coming out of the building, and I happened to be at almost to the close part of the exit door, and I knew she was coming up, and I watched this individual walk up. And it's funny because she walked all the way up to where I was, and then she stopped. She stopped and she turned and she looked at me. She actually zeroed in right at me. Now, when that occurred, I zeroed in back right at her, and telepathically I told her I knew what she was and I knew what she was doing in here. So that prompted me to basically walk up straight into her face, straight into her space, and ask her if she needed any help and I could be of assistance to her. In other words, my energetic field that the space that I was in, I was exerting my power and standing in that authentic power of mine, letting her know on a subconscious level she can't mess with me, and I know what she's up to. And she backed off, she backed away, and she turned and she walked straight out that door. Now you're going to find times that things of this nature will occur. Maybe you've never even heard of something like this, but it will occur at times, and it may perhaps catch you and most people off guard. This is the best time to have situational awareness and know your surroundings and your environment at all times. Know yourself, know your energetic field and body and vision, and the people that you are surrounded with, and you can more or less zero in on these energy vampires. Now, this type of energy vampire, it not only comes in the form of humans walking two-legged, it can come in the form and shape of an area, perhaps even a building. It can be an item. It can come in any form or shape. And most of the time, these people don't even realize it. There are those that don't realize it. The people can only be around them for so long because it's just too much to handle. It's just too much energy either being exerted as well as being sucked up. The exertion of the energy is coming from that other individual. At the same time, the energy being sucked up is coming from that individual as well. And you might feel like, I need to get out of here. I can't be around this person very long. This is just too much for me to handle. And if you find yourself in that situation or position, do remove yourself immediately, because who knows, you might get sickly. Everybody's different. I don't know how everybody's going to respond and or react, but the best way to respond is to remove yourself kindly. Know that there is only so much people can take, and if you are empathic, you will be taking on as well everything, because you're empathic, you're very sensitive, and you're going to be taking on all of these types of energies as well. It's something that you don't want. You're going to need to build and establish healthy boundaries, and or some people do shielding, protective shielding. They use different types of crystals. Some people use black tourmaline, they use shungite. There's a lot of different crystals that can help one to shield that energy vampire or other people's energies from invading your space, because when these energy vampires, the ones that don't know that they're doing it, you need to be ready, you need to be prepared, you need to have, if you have a shield, get your shield up and all of those things, get your stones in place and whatnot, but better to be safe than sorry. Everyone can only handle so much of anything, actually. I mean, it can be doing some kind of chore, it can be talking to people, it can be a variety of different things. So, maybe you got to keep your time short with someone. Maybe you have to cut it short for some odd reason. I don't know. These are a few of the things that you'd like to establish and set up. Establish that healthy boundary of yours, and do not be sucked in, because a lot of us, it can happen to, and it happens to myself as well. So even myself can only take so much of whatever, and after that it's like enough, because you're going to end up drained. Trust me, you're definitely going to be drained, and you're going to need to kind of rejuvenate yourself, ground yourself, get yourself back out in nature, do everything and anything that you know of, meditation and all of these things to rejuvenate your energetic bodies and bring you back into balance and alignment when these things happen to you. Also know that it happens, and so this isn't nothing new, just that perhaps people are not aware of it. There are those that are aware of it, and there are those that are not aware of it. So get into the habit of being more aware of things such as this energy vampire, things that suck your energy dry and just leave you drained and tired and exhausted, because these things do happen when your energy is drained. It's just like when you're working overtime, and that's just too many hours and you're tired and you're just drained, and it's the same thing, but it may be even worse if you walk into a room and the energy just sucks your life force from you. It may be worse when you're speaking to someone and you just feel tired and exhausted when you're talking to that individual, or it could be anything. It could be an item, like I said before. You have this particular item perhaps that you purchased, and for some odd reason you feel like it's draining you. It could be several different scenarios, different forms and shapes that occur that will drain your energy. I know a long time ago I had this friend, and she thought that I was talking about her when we were discussing these matters. We were discussing energy vampires, and it kind of, it takes a lot to drain somebody like me. Because I've learned to navigate through a lot of these things through the years, and I've learned to establish that healthy boundary as well. And so I wasn't even talking about her, and she didn't have enough power to be draining my batteries. And so I don't know what got into her in assuming that I was speaking about her, but far from it. And after that, she never spoke to me again. Doesn't matter. I'm all good with everything. It doesn't bother me at all. If it bothers her, it's on her. It's not on me, because I'm all good. I know my energy. I know the capacity of my battery inside of me. But if you are an energy vampire and you are unaware of it, a good way to figure out if you are is, how are the people that you're surrounded with, your friends, your family, how do they feel? How do they feel, not just with you, being with you, and things, your friends, coworkers, and our family? Do you feel yourself like you're like just simply dumping things out on these people? Do you feel yourself that you need to really, really not just get their attention, but get everything out of you, just so that the other person knows, and or however's, because sometimes that occurs. It occurs differently for everyone, and you're not aware that you're doing it, and then people just don't want to be around you, or they're going to really limit their time around you, and because it'll feel weird, it'll feel strange, but you won't really sense it. You won't really feel it because you're the one doing it. But the other person will be the one feeling it the most, and they will get those impacts coming from you. And it's kind of like a machine gun. And then when you get home, you're just exhausted, you're just drained. And sometimes the people that have been sucked from their energy don't even know how that occurred and how it happened. They don't backtrack and think of everything that they did, places that they were, people that they were with, all of those things, the situations and everything, because a lot of things can create lots of stress, but along with that stress can come exhaustion and tiredness. And so be aware at all times, and that be aware of your energy, be aware of how you are exerting that energy, how people are either reacting and or responding. They may react angrily, they may respond, or they may not respond at all. And so simply be aware of your energy field, be aware of what you are putting out, what you are extracting. Do you feel tired when you're talking to someone for just a short period of time? You may become bombarded, and the other person that's bombarding you might not even know that they're doing it to you. So this is about it, and I hope you got something out of this topic, energy vampires. I just briefly spoke about it here and let you all run with it, and know that this is something normal. And it's been like this for a long, long time, just that a lot of people don't realize it and or recognize it. Have a great day. Aloha.